retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Take for their disease. Just like a wind, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip gods into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ADRL Podcast. We have gotten all your emails, and it is a Prince Adam episode.
What?
Oh,
well, yeah, you. I was like, man, I was just getting ready to pick up my phone, like, you son of a. I knew it. I was like, what did you think?
Shenanigans.
What's up, PA?
Not much. About yourself. How things down south?
Oh, good.
Good.
Plane ride was good. Been already having some great conversations, and everything's good, man.
That's why I sent you.
It's good. As you can see, I'm in my palatial 20-foot tall ceiling hotel here at the Hilton.
Echo.
Is it really?
No, it's not. What's up, Carter? Oh boy, feels like we're just never home anymore, you know?
I know. It's kind of the seems to be the common theme lately. How's the video look? Okay.
Come through good on my side, yeah.
Okay, cool. You know how it is with the hotel internet.
Hot.
Sometimes it's not so hot.
Yeah, it's just the hotel internet, and then trying to get a good setup with the camera angle on a laptop. It's just variables. Many variables.
Right. That's right. So yeah, man, down here in Bradenton, looking forward to this World Series of Pro Mod event. Looks like there's a whole lot of cars over here. So I'm excited to go and do my thing, man. Let's get out there in front of everybody and say hi to all the racers. I know that pretty much anybody that's got a Pro Mod is that. Well, I shouldn't say that. I would say majority of the Pro Mod guys are there.
Yeah, sure. A good representation of the Pro Mod class.
Yeah, good way to put it. Yep.
Yeah.
So, so it's good. I'm excited to get over there and see what all the hype's about, So watching the aerial video, looks like there's quite a few trucks there, quite a few race teams. So we'll see what it's like.
Yeah, I've been trying to kind of keep an eye on things through NC Pro Modder, of course. Jay, he's out there and he's been live streaming the testing, but that'll only go until midday-ish Friday. So catch them when I can, while I can. Catch
them while you can, when you can.
Exactly.
When you can, how you can.
All of that.
However you can, when you can. I get it. So what's good with you, brother?
Same old, just up here in St. Louis holding it down, where we're going to have all 4 seasons in 72 hours. So that's just how we do it here in Missouri. 82 on, Tuesday, and then 28 for a high on Wednesday. We're at about 50-ish today. So
I love being where Mother Nature can make up her mind.
Yeah. Just like a woman. But nope, all's good up here. Just, holding it down, keeping things going, plugging away and chugging away as we are today, 16 days out from the Georgia Drags.
16 days, man. I couldn't be more excited.
It's coming up quick. It's really coming up quick. And then, of course, we haven't mentioned, but as anybody who watches on a regular basis would know, we weren't on last week. And that was because we were actually down at South Georgia Motorsports Park in beautiful Adel, Georgia.
Yes.
It was a great time.
Yeah, that meeting Donald Long was pretty cool. Adam and I, you and I had a really great conversation with him, man. Great promoter. He's a cool cat. So his events are pretty awesome. I mean, it was a packed house. I've got to manage my expectations. I have every hope and believe that it will be a success along the lines of what Duck X had with his lights out event. However, the reality of it is, the ADRL has kind of been on a hiatus for a handful of years. So it's going to take some work for us to build back up to it. So I'm managing my expectations, but
of course,
I am a full, genuine believer that we will make the ADRL great again, for sure.
No doubt about it. I mean, Donald, like you said, was a great conversation, and he was one on the list of many great conversations that we ended up having with Donald and Al Tucci. We could just keep going on and on and on. It was a great weekend. And then on top of the conversations, just to be able to finally be boots on the ground at the track and get a sense and a feel for the track in a real life perspective. And then on top of that, seeing an event, seeing how that staff operated and how they were maintaining everything. Those guys were on top of it.
Yeah, they definitely know what the hell they got going on.
Raul's got some things going down there.
He's got some good organizational skills for sure. I mean, you'd notice that even with all those people down there, there was never any trash laying around. The staff was constantly picking things up, making sure everybody was taken care of. Who got one in the World Series of Pro Mod?
Travis.
If I had to guess, I'm going to say Jason Scruggs. I don't know.
It's not a bad guess.
It works. I don't know if it's one final race and that's it, or if there's different classes and you win, different classes, or how that works. But whatever class Scruggs is in, I believe he's got one hell of a machine going on right there. But you can't leave out Moyer, and one of my all-time favorites is Frankie Taylor. So
amen.
I can't. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know what Frankie's doing, to be honest with you. I don't know if he's driving for somebody or if he's got his own rig and he's running on his own, or
the man of mystery.
So we'll see. I don't even know if he's down. I haven't seen him on anything.
Yeah.
Mark, what's good, brother, man?
Hey, Mark. I think I'd even seen on Facebook that old Stevie Fast was down there.
Stevie Fast is down there. Did you see that? That it was funny. Donald Long posted that picture of shadow with slicks on. He's like, what
Yep.
the fuck is going on here?
What is
I was like, oh, that's funny, man. Will there be extra cost for golf carts? Asking as I'm waiting on a knee replacement and want to enjoy the full experience of beautiful SGMP. We haven't discussed golf carts. I mean, there's a pit vehicle pass.
Yeah, if you have an extra vehicle itself, but yeah, we don't have anything ticketed or cost associated wise for anything in that range.
Yeah, we don't. Basically, part of your entry fee, if you have an entry fee, is you get your wristband, you get a tech card, you get a pit pass, a pit vehicle pass. I might be forgetting something else. However, we haven't. So there is an extra charge for an additional pit vehicle, and then there's an extra charge for extra wristbands, 5 and above. So we have not discussed golf carts, and I'm not here to nickel and dime everybody to show up to one of our events. So if you have a golf cart, bring it. Yeah. From what I understand, most people already have a golf cart on their rig.
Well, right, but I don't know because I've done zero investigation, but this may also be from more of a spectator side as opposed to a racer side.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. If that is the case, I'd recommend the VIP parking because that'll already automatically shrink your distance of travel right out the gate.
Yeah. Well, in the big scheme of things, I just want people to be there, right? I mean, the goal is to have people there, and anything we could do to not deter people from there. I mean, we're not going to make everybody happy, and we got to be smart about it from a business standpoint. But other than that, I mean, take advantage of the opportunity now where we're still green and we haven't figured a lot of things out, and you can take full advantage of us. Never mind. Yeah, no. But
this isn't that podcast.
Oh, yeah, right. This isn't Tuesday night. My bad.
No.
So, I'm excited. Speaking of which, everybody, we have 2 forms on the float. One is for spectators. So when you come, make sure that you've already gone to the float and bought your tickets, right? So go to the float as a spectator, buy your tickets. We have VIP parking passes. We have RV and camper parking passes. And then we have, your entry passes as well. So entry tickets. So make sure you do that. And then the other side of that for the racers, for the competitors, for the teams, we have our registration. Go to the float, register. If you have an entry fee, pay your entry fee. And then as well on there, we have testing. So if you plan to do some testing, make sure you go on there and pay to get your testing done as well. So
yeah, it just helps to speed up the entire process, especially as far as entry into the park from racer standpoint and spectator standpoint. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that there would be the opportunity at the gate to pay with a credit card. So if you're intending on paying at the gate with a credit card, they're going to direct you straight to the float anyways to get your ticket before it happens or before you get there. So it keeps things moving, honestly.
That's right.
And then in line with that, we do have that limited time aspect and offer out there on the float for the 2-day passes, which if you're a bargain shopper, that's where you look.
Yeah, that's right. So the best deal is prior to the event, the spectator tickets are much cheaper. And by sharing it, you get an additional discount. So again, the main mission here is to make it fun for the racers by having spectators. We want to make it fun for the spectators by having racers, right? And so whatever it takes. So spread the word, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, whoever, get them out there. If they have a car sitting in the garage,
dust it off.
Bring it on. So a lot going on. Any midway vendors? We are inviting as many midway vendors as possible. So if you're a vendor, we've been getting inundated with tons of photographers, right? Lots of photographers.
Yeah, the media. We've been getting plenty of media. We had some good conversation with some vendors last weekend and continuing prior to and since then with other vendors. So Yeah, I definitely going to have a midway. And I think at every one of our events, we'll have a midway of vendors that are available. And
yeah,
we can
that's
do a
right.
10.
Yeah. And look, guys, full transparency, being a new promoter and owner of the ADRL, there's a learning curve. I'm in a learning curve right now, and I'm establishing relationships and contacts, not only one with racers and track owners and everybody else, but vendors as well, So if you know a vendor or you are a vendor and you want to participate, I'm going to give you a hell of a deal. I just want to make sure that we have some vendors there for the spectators. It's not necessarily a money grab for me, although I know that it is an opportunity for the event to generate some operating capital. But that's not what I'm looking at right now, So again, being green at this, take advantage of it while you can. I'm working super sweet deals for anybody that wants to be a vendor. So if you have something you want to sell or you want to be there and participate, sell some merchandise, you're a motor, machine shop, rear end, chassis, doesn't matter, come on out and I'll give you a sweet deal for participating and we'll work on it throughout the year. So yeah, more the merrier, more vendors, the merrier. There it is.
Exactly.
Ryon at ADRLtour.com. Right there. Or right there.
Yeah, it was right there. But yeah, just want to throw that out just in case anybody's looking to reach out. They know where to get to. And you can always go to our website for information on that, contact information, and then, of course, information on the specific event, the classes, the rules. If we ain't got it, you don't need it.
Yeah, that's right.
Or if we don't have it, just let us know and we'll get it to you.
That's right. So we will be, we have a nice flyer that's finished up pretty much. I should be posting it tonight or tomorrow morning. We have one flyer for the schedule, one flyer for the classes and payouts, and then another flyer for the rules. So we'll have those 3 very special flyers that we'll be putting out here pretty soon. And other than that, anything else about the event? Nope. You know what? SGMP was cool though, man.
Was great.
Meeting Donald Long and finally getting to meet TJ Pruitt and a lot of the racers. And we saw Dan Van Horn there. We got to hang out with Altucci up in the announcer's booth and get a little airtime on Flow Racing. That was pretty fun. Of course, we saw Luis or Lewis, however you want to pronounce it. I like to go traditional. I'll say Luis. But boy, him and his family and his kid, they're just the sweetest thing on the planet. Congratulations to him. I know he's super excited about what he's doing. And who else? Oh, Fuel Tech. Great conversation with Fuel Tech. They're like begging to give us a sponsorship. But again, being green, I hate asking for things because I'm a grinder. I don't like help. It's like grinding my ass off and doing it. So I told them, I appreciate that. And I'll send you maybe something that I have an idea on. But I don't know, it's pretty silly that people like not begging, but they're almost like, hey, we want to help. As a sponsor, tell us what you want. Well, I don't know what to ask for. So it kind of sucks. SNRA is not a separate race, just so you guys know. SNRA will be participating in our Pro Nitrous class. So they'll be there participating in the class. Although they are running for points, I think.
They have their own. Yeah, they have their own thing that they're doing that outside of the event, but of course incorporated within the event. But that anytime you're dealing with points, I'm going to leave that to them. So no, it sounds like we're going to have quite a beefy little nitrous class. Yeah,
but they will be racing for our purse money. On top of being able to, points. Their points for their own series. So. It should be pretty fun. I'm excited to have those guys there. Steve King and the Savage team is looking good as well. They're local guys to me. Oh, right on, man. Yeah, the more the merrier. It's been a little nerve-wracking as a first-time promoter, not getting a ton of commitments from anyone, especially, hey, we're going to World Series of Pro Mod. If we don't break anything, we'll definitely be there. Certainly assuring and comforting to hear that. It's interesting. It seems like right now we're just now getting traffic, right? So we're just now seeing all the registrations and spectators and the vote and all that. But I mean, you guys tell me, is it normal for everybody to wait till the last damn minute to decide whether or not they're going to participate or come to the event? I mean, it seems like that's the case.
Yeah.
We're only 16 days away. Now, I will say, to the defense of anybody that does wait till the last minute, I'm pretty sure the last 2 races that I've attended, I've waited less than 6 days prior to the event to decide to go. So
this is true. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it is all in how scheduling, the stars align, everything like that. But yeah, a shout out would be great.
You know what I'm looking forward to this weekend, man, is, with the ADRL being the godfather of outlaw pro mod racing, I'm looking forward to going and seeing all the racers that have carved their path into their racing careers that got started in the ADRL. And it's a long list.
Yeah, and it's a long list of racers that started in the ADRL, and it's a pretty comparable size list, I think, of racers that are looking to, wanting to, trying to find the opportunity, chance, whatever it is, to get back into the ADRL.
Well, we know at least two or three guys that have refurbished and or have built a new car to come race in the ADRL. So that's very promising. And hey, 2350, not to open this can of worms, but I'm going to, because we're on the podcast. We haven't talked about it since then. However, look, 2350 is not a whole lot of weight. It isn't.
That's a fair compromise, I think.
It's a fair compromise. We talked to all the Pro Extreme guys.
We fought.
So those of you that are a little bit over it, running with some other sanctioning bodies, don't be afraid to strip the weight and come race with the big dogs. Don't be afraid, all right? We put a little bit of weight on them. It's not a big deal. Come and get you some. The water's deep, all right? Bubba and Frankie and all those guys are really looking for some meat. So I figured this would be a bit of a way to lure in some guys to come race.
Yeah, it's what, Chumbo Waters? What are you talking about?
Hey, we need, I'm looking for 32 cars.
That'd
And
awesome.
if we end up at 16, that's great. But we want, we want a good full field of full-on outlaw pro mods. I mean, that's it, right? So it's at 2350, no big deal. Other than that, bring it. And the Pro Nitrous class has nothing. It's a fucking free-for-all. So, I'm waiting to see some turbo cars show up for the Pro Extreme class. We may have to. I'm getting chatter that there might be some turbo cars. So, you look at what Todd Moyer did in his turbo car. That could be worrisome for some of the blower guys.
And I was seeing with some of those cars over the weekend. I mean, granted, it was radials and the track was prepped to where I lost a shoe, but they things can move.
They can move. I was super impressed.
That was quite a display. I wasn't sure what to expect.
I'm still a firm believer that by us giving our Pro Extreme and Pro Nitrous class a place to shine where they can run what they brung, I do believe that slick tires are the most versatile and can lay down the best ETs out there. Everybody wants to talk about the radial guys. Well, where's the outlaw radial fucking classes? How come nobody's running an outlaw radial class where there is no fucking weight and see what they do? I mean, they did it at Bradenton, and we saw 340. We saw 348, 349. That was stripped down turbo 6,000 horsepower pro mod on radials in prime weather with a glued up fucking track. So that still doesn't say anything to me. I'm not seeing 30s and 40s. Like, everybody's talking a lot of shit about the radial guys, but
there's that big asterisk. There's a big asterisk behind it. I mean, when anybody says, "Oh, radials are faster than slicks," only if, and then that's where it goes to crap. When you have to preface any statement like that with only if the conditions are absolutely perfect. Well, I mean, hell, I could swim faster than a shark if it was in a cup of water. Whatever the conditions are, you can make it to where it's beneficial or suiting to yourself. But on a average overall majority consistent basis, I would say slicks have the advantage.
They're more versatile. I look at slicks as like Navy SEALs. I look at radials as like Army infantry.
Yeah, they're like a warthog. I'm more of an aircraft guy, so it's like a warthog. It's specialized. It's a tank killer. Goes in, it's got one mission, does it real damn well when everything's just right. But
Right. Yeah. So, when you look at it that way, I was expecting to see faster ETs at the U.S. Street Nationals.
I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know where it was going to end up, and I was really impressed to see the times that were getting thrown down.
Well, look, we had Scruggs, and you had Moyer. Both were totally stripped down in weight, straight outlaw on radials. They ran high 40s. That's not low 40s. That's not 30s. That's the bottom line. And then at Duck X's race, I have no idea how much weight those guys had on there, but there was a shit ton because I saw it all over the inside of the car, on the bars, like everywhere they had to put weight. I saw it. So
yeah, that was a common statement I heard.
Look at it this way: Frankie Taylor threw up a 348 on slicks 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was an outlaw. I mean, that was some straight up outlaw pro mod shit on slicks. So
right.
I believe that slicks are where it's at. But anyways, it's not about slicks. It's not about radials. It's not about any of that. The earth can only move so much. Yeah. It's not about radials or slicks. What it is really in the big scheme of things, it is providing a place. It's all fun and games until Turbo Todd pulls up ready to set another record straight. That's right. Hey, look, man, I would love for Todd Moyer, and if anybody knows Todd, I kind of know Todd, and I'll see him this weekend. But I know a lot of these guys are kind of getting committed to NHRA and all that fun stuff. But look, if they really want to have some fun, come to the American Drag Racing League events, man, where it's again, man, strip it down, run it, make it happen, and let's see what happens. I'm curious to see how this year turns out, man. That was a side-by-side drag race in Rockingham. Mm-hmm.
They're making some great improvements at Rockingham.
Yeah, they just got their LED boards up, right?
I believe they got their boards
their
up.
LED.
They're working in the tower on some of the suites. They're, I think, grading and planing the track surface. They're moving.
Yeah, they're moving and grooving. Yes, they are. What else? So, no, I'm excited, man. I'm super excited about this season. I'm super excited about SGMP and our first official drag race, man. And I just want to say how grateful and thankful I am to not only, the ADRL Nation and its esprit decor per se to want to see the ADRL do well again, to the racers, to the track owners. I know that everybody believes in me at this point. For the most part, that's the feedback we're getting. And, it's going to take us together to make this thing great again. And I'm just super grateful for all the support that we've had up to this point, man. So we're just going to keep giving it hell and give it everything I got. Adam, you've been giving it everything you have. My mom, Bonnie, as well. She's been grinding her ass off. We've all really been working hard, and can't forget about Eddie. Eddie's dedication to getting the rules and everything put together. And Amanda and Chris, their help with everything. So,
it's been a team effort across the board. There's been so many people that have given their levels of support to get things to where they're at today, that we could talk for hours about each person and not even cover all of it. But it's been that support from the racers, the fans, the community. It's being on site down at SGMP for Ducks race and talking to people. That's the kind of stuff that makes the long hours and the sleepless nights all worth it.
Yeah, that's right, man. That is absolutely correct. So let's talk about.
What's this used to be crap?
Drag stock used to be the stuff in Rockingham. What'd you say?
I said, what's this used to be crap?
Who are our top 5 pro nitrous drivers?
Doug comes straight to mind.
5. I've got top 1. and that's Doug Reister. I don't have 5. I have to stick with 1. You know why? Because it's like people asking me who my favorite band is.
Yeah, it's tough. It changes with the day. It's just like all the variables and everything. It's so much goes into a favorite. But yeah, top 5. I mean, hell, I've only been to 3 drag racing events in my life, so I'm still probably learning 5.
Right. And look, and that's nothing against the SNRA. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't even know all the guys that are running in the SNRA. I know I've seen the names, but I don't know their history.
Yeah,
right?
Don't know
Felix, like a lot of the guys that are coming that maybe aren't part of the SNRA, but are coming because they live in Florida, right? Or the SNRA guys. I'm super excited to have them there. I can't wait to meet them all.
Yeah.
And, so I'm kind of biased at this point because I really know Reister, So other than that, I got nothing.
Yeah, that's been the fun part, is meeting all the new to us racers and the people that are reaching out that we don't know. And that's great, because every person we don't know that then reaches out is now a person that we do know. And then it just continues to keep growing and growing and growing. So yeah, it's been great.
It's getting to the point now when Adam and I are out and people are like, "Hey guys, what's up? I watch the podcast." Like the whole thing. It's super great. And even at these events, running into people with ADRL gear on, man, and talking to them, and several were trendsetters at ADRL. Oh, Pilcher. Absolutely, Pilcher.
I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet Pilcher. I've talked to him on the phone a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I got his information either from Bubba Stanton or from Reister, one of the two.
Yeah.
Either way, I talked to Pilcher. I mean, you want to talk about super nice, man. I mean, that dude's just super cool and nice. I guess him and his dad are going to come. So, that's another one, Pilcher.
I mean, we met Mike Hill down there down at SGMP over the weekend.
Yeah, we sure did.
ADRL champ in the 10-5 division.
Yeah. You realize that a majority of these guys that are racing here at the World Series of Pro Mod this weekend got their feet wet in the ADRL and are previous ADRL champions. I mean, there's a lot of pride there, man. There's a lot of pride in that. Even though I wasn't involved back then,
right?
To be a part of something that holds that kind of rich history,
tradition
that we can continue to grow on. I mean, just think about when Carter Jackson, once he starts becoming a door slammer champion, like, look, man, he was running with us as he was a kid. He got his start door slammer racing in the ADRL, just being able to do this next chapter, right? It never ends. It's just chapters. So there's been a lot of rich history, and I'm looking forward to it continuing, man.
Yeah, we're just adding to it.
We are adding to it. Let's see. What else about the races? We did have some good sponsorship conversations down there at SGMP. Again, Fuel Tech. Those guys were, they want to help.
Super helpful.
Super helpful. I just don't know what to ask for, as silly as that sounds. I'm just like, hey, if you want to help. I don't know I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to ask for, man. I'm just not an asker. If anybody watching this can give me some advice on how to ask for sponsorship money. I mean, I've built a deck. We've created a sponsorship deck. I mean, I've figured it out. I know how to make a presentation and send it, but in the big scheme of things, it's just, I don't like asking for shit.
Yeah. It's just like,
which is why I'm gray.
Cut a check, put one on it, and put as many zeros as you want behind it. I'll take it. I don't care.
Yeah. And if anybody's interested in sponsoring us to help take some of the financial burden off myself, because I am solely funding and sponsoring the ADRL myself at the moment. Title sponsorship,
class sponsorship.
Yeah, I mean, sure. There's a lot of options. We know how to go about it. I just, I don't know, man. I just got to stop being a pussy about it and asking.
I mean, that is
not in my DNA to ask for stuff.
Yeah, that is part of it. But yeah, I mean,
But if anybody watching is interested in sponsoring us, or somebody that would be interested in sponsoring us, let us know. I guess the more the merrier. It doesn't need to be any astronomical amount of money.
It takes a village.
But I guess everyone counts. So, there are people that are interested in working with us, and we'll just kind of start there. And things like Fuel Tech and Renegade Fuels and Smart Auto Care. And I've had a lot of conversations. So,
well,
good.
I mean, that, and we've had to spend so many months and so much time figuring out, what is this class? What does this class mean? For me, I used to call Pro Nitrous cars, are those the ones with the circle on top of the hood? That's how I knew a Pro Nitrous car. I'm a little bit more past that now, which is great. But there've been, not that sort of stuff isn't important, because it sure is. It can definitely play a factor. But there's been, we've had to figure out how to put on an event. And how do you get sponsorship if we don't even have an event that we put on? It's just so many horses we've had to put in front of that car to sponsorship. But we're getting there. And now we've got at least product of worthy and deserving of putting somebody else's name on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've got to that point, and I'm very proud of that. It's been a learning curve, but if there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way to figure it out. And I remember when we kind of parted ways from Kenny, and all of a sudden I was left with this in my hand, and and we were like, all right, let's plan some races. And then
what does that mean?
Okay, we need track agreements. Like, okay, well, what are we agreeing on? I don't, I got to talk to the track. And then it's like, okay, so now we got tracks. What classes are we going to have? Oh man, I don't know. And so we just stick to the normal. All right, what are the rules? What? There's rules?
Why are there rules?
Why are there rules? There's rules in this shit. I don't know what that, so it's just been a super fun, exciting.
One thing after another, but all of it good, and all of it in forward progress, which is great.
So, this comes first full circle, Adam. So it goes back to what I was saying about how grateful we are for everyone that's been helping out. I, at this point, have zero anxiousness anymore, because there are so many people that are eager to help, that have given me their phone numbers and said, if you have any questions, call me. We've got so much feedback, so many areas of knowledge to rely on people that, I mean, if something comes up, it's not hard to make 5 or 10 or 500 phone calls and get the answer we need, so it's pretty great. I feel like ADRL at South Georgia will bring a lot of old ADRL trendsetters out and light the boards up. I appreciate you saying that, Eric. That's very optimistic, and I'm excited to hear that. I tell you, these Pro Extreme guys, man, they've been the hardest class to nail down. I mean, come on, guys, for the love of God.
What do we got to do?
I know, man. They're going to be there, but it's like getting them to commit is like, geesh.
Just Pro Extreme class on that one, Victor.
No, no. The only weight we put on anybody, and I hated to do it. I know we went rounds.
This was days and days and days of discussion.
What's the word I'm looking for? Unpopular decision. However, 2350 is only on the Pro Extreme class, so it beats 2450 and 2500 and 2600 and 2650 and all the other shit that everybody has got to put on their cars. I mean, holy shit! No wonder they struggle coming from these other series to come run with us, because you have to reconfigure your whole fucking powertrain and chassis to drop 300 or 400 pounds just to come run with us. Like, I get that. So
no weight in Pro Mod, Rodney.
Yep. The only weight is Pro Extreme, and that's 2350. Pro Nitrous has no weight restriction. No one else has any weight restriction.
Well, I won't say any names of anybody in particular, but how many racers that we talk to start off or in the middle of the conversation ask, when you going to let me take all this weight off?
Dude, I mean, how many times did that happen at Ducks race?
I'm not saying any names. I'm not doing nothing.
No.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, look, the one that stands out,
I trust me. The one with the extreme smile on his face when he said it,
bro.
That's all I'm saying.
Extreme smile on his face. I mean, he saw us and we were like Santa Claus or something that just fucking showed up. And it was like, hey, oh my God. And big hugs. Like, are you ready to strip this shit off and run them? Are you ready? Well, I'm ready to take the weight off of this shit and run, man. And I'm like,
okay.
Like, come on, brother. Bring
Who's
it.
stopping us?
Fucking bring it already, So yeah, man, I'm really, I sit here and daydream and just think about everybody pulling up in the staging lane and just ripping one after another, man.
Ever since, and I'm saying no more, and I'll end this stream if you even allude to saying anything more. But after my idea I had earlier this week, I can't get that one out of my head.
Oh, yeah.
But that's all we're saying.
It would be, there's a way to do that. It would just have to be
in time, all in good time.
Yeah. Adam did have a super great idea, and I think somebody else happened to piggyback on it and give Adam some validation.
Validation.
What was that last comment?
Who needs a scale?
Who needs a scale?
Just the pro extreme class. That's all.
I'm trying to fuck. I know.
Guys, we can all tell what side of every argument we fall on in this podcast.
Look, in the big scheme of things, I can't imagine there's too many pro extreme guys that are much lighter than 2350.
I think we came to a very fair consensus, an overall consensus, a very fair number. And if we were going to assign a number to it, that would be that was the maximum that I was looking or comfortable with going with. So I think we settled and we landed on a fair one. If nothing else, this is our first race. This is our first year. This is our first ADRL. Give it some time. Let's see where this thing goes.
Give it some time. I'm just going to ask everybody for a little mercy. I'm going to what's it say? Are you going to run Pro Mod and Pro Extreme? Pro Charge and Turbo cars need to run their own class. It costs more money. Plus, it gets 1630 field. Southern Nitrous racers have to pay. They don't buy tech cards. They put money back into their own program. Okay?
No.
Okay.
Pro Nitrous also doesn't have to pay here as well, nor does the Pro Extreme. So that is one good benefit.
Yep. So I forgot what I was going to say. It's all right. Doesn't matter.
It's all good.
I'll take some feedback all day long or everything. I mean, think how many phone calls we've been on. Adam, how many hours? One thing for sure, Taylor's going to try to get his record back. I agree. And he's not going to make that, and he's not going to do it anywhere else.
There's not many other places he's going to be able to pull that off.
It's not going to happen in the NHRA or the PDRA or Midwest Pro Mods or anybody else. There's only one place to make that happen. That's the ADRL. Did you say Doug Reese wasn't coming to Georgia? Fuck no, I didn't say that.
Doug is coming, and he is looking to take some of Ryan's money.
Yes. No, Reeser is definitely the best. Remember, he was on the podcast. He's ready. He's in his garage working. He's ready to go. And I'm excited to Montgomery. Let me tell you something. When we announced Montgomery, the overwhelming response to that was like, holy cow. I mean, it really makes me wonder, like, maybe we should just stay away from the East Coast and do this from like Texas to
there's got to be a happy
to like
some sort of happy middle ground.
Ohio, Alabama, Mississippi, like this circle,
There's got to be, we just have to draw the circles on the map. And then just like a Venn diagram, you have to see where those circles cross over, or the closest crossover point. And you just have to get somebody to build a drag strip right there.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, so if anybody's going to be in Bradenton this weekend, if you see me, stop me and say hi, guys. Stop me and say hi. Reeser was testing XRP the other day. Oh, I'm sure he was.
No doubt about that.
He wants to come win it. He wants to come win it. Remember, our guys are not paying $3,000 to come run with us, man. It's not like that at all. So we're going to stay true to that. I get it this day and age. Really, the only way promoters and series and tracks are making any money is by charging the racers. But I believe if there's a will, there's a way, and I want to absolutely figure out a way for the ADRL to operate, be sustainable, and function without charging the racers to be there.
Yep, I'm expecting to see some dust coming off some cars as they make their first hit at SGMP.
Yeah. No, man, I know these Pro Extreme and Pro Nitrous guys and these dragster guys are
I think
very
that
proud.
dragster class is the one that they're dusting some things off that haven't been touched or looked at in a little bit of time. So
Yeah.
exciting all around on that. But yeah, and to your point, like we were talking about with the entry fees, Pro Extreme, Pro Nitrous, no entry fee for those classes. Unfortunately, there are small compared to any other series entry fees for the other classes, but that kind of goes back and ties into that sponsorship thing we talked about before. And
Yeah.
boy, we'd love to make it to where you don't have to come pay to play.
Yeah. And so I don't like asking for things, but I have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. I think that's where you grow. So I'm going to say one last time, if anybody's interested in sponsoring the ADRL at all, for whatever reason, you could be an angel sponsor and I'll just throw your company's logo. I don't want to whore the ADRL out, but what I'm saying is that the more the merrier. It doesn't have to be a huge sum of money, but any little bit counts. And I'll be willing to put whatever your organization's logo is on any type of branding, marketing material, whatever it is. But we would invite anybody that's interested in sponsoring us just to let us know and throw us whatever, again, I don't know what to ask for. So, we're
just like the vendors, take advantage now. Take advantage on the savings now.
Right. Because once I get it figured out,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. I'm a highly, highly, highly analytical individual. And the fact that we're pulling this shit off to the magnitude that we are, and I've only been at this for 4 months, I'm going to let you know I'm a highly, highly analytical individual. And it's only going to take a handful of races for me to really fine tune this machine and know where the areas of opportunity are. So, if you feel there's an opportunity to take advantage of something that you see that may not be there in the future, and you're like, oh shit, no one else is, whatever, hop on it now. Hop on it now while you can.
Yeah, or if you recognize the rising potential, get your name on it now because we're going to the top.
Yeah, that's right. Hold on. We're going. Get National Guard back on board and Flowmaster. I think the National Guard is working with, I think somebody. Look, remember, the ADRL was the pinnacle, right? Everybody knows this shit. The ADRL was the pinnacle. At what point, they were taking huge amounts of market share from the NHRA, and that's all there was. NHRA, and nothing against IHRA or anybody else, but it literally was NHRA and ADRL start charging memberships. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's actually a great idea. Maybe. We'll see how that looks. But there's NHRA and then ADRL, and ADRL was taking huge market share from the NHRA. And everybody remembers those days of 100,000 spectators in 2 days. And ARL was the best. Well, we're going to be the best again and can be again. Thank you for saying that, because we're going to work our way to that. When you look at that, and the ADRL was who it was, 40,000 people a day in spectators, 50,000 a day in spectators, pumping out 110 over a weekend. No one's done that kind of shit since then. No one has. No one is, and no one has. So, when we look at that, what had happened is, make it real easy. When the ADRL went through its hiccups and shit happened, people split off. And they went and formed other sanctioning bodies, right? There's a whole list of them. And racers went away. However, it doesn't mean that we're not coming back and making shit happen. And I know there's actually a different point to what I was saying to all this, but I forgot because I got long-winded and went down a rabbit hole.
You sure did.
But it's okay because everything I said was a fact anyway.
Yeah,
so
the only analogy that I could come up with in my head was, we've all seen A League of Their Own. At one point in time, Major League Baseball had to go away because of the war, and then they put in another product. Well, war's over. We're back.
Right. That's right. And so we will get there. And a lot of people have split off, but we're bringing them back. If we're being honest, ADRL set the trend for other 8 Mile series. We are being honest. Look, the facts are the facts, folks. The facts are the facts. And if you want to know the historian on the ADRL, ask Carter Jackson. That boy knows.
Kid knows.
The kid knows everything. He knows who won what at what event every year for the past 20 years. I mean, the guy knows. But it did. We were the trendsetters. We are the godfathers of outlaw pro mod racing, and we're bringing it back. And I will go broke. I will do whatever it takes to make sure that this thing succeeds. And I got the heart of a lion, man. Like, you can't fucking kill me. Like, it just isn't going to stop. I am mission oriented, 110%. I will adapt. I will overcome, and I will do whatever it takes to get it back to its former glory. And with the help of Adam and my mom and everyone else involved, we'll get back there. So, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Indeed. It is.
I know that was long-winded. I was just really kind of getting in my feels today about the history of the ADRL.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Everything it's done. Yeah, man. And we can't lose sight of that. We can't lose sight of that. And there's a reason. And I understand it. And it happened. And that recipe is still there.
Found another channel on YouTube with a bunch of ADRL promos.
Yeah. That one video that I posted today was pretty bitchin'. That was the one at Gateway where there was 110,000 spectators that went through that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I really hope everybody, I think a lot of people are on the fence. And, as they should be. There's been a lot of hiccups and a lot of shit that's happened in the ADRL over the past 10 years. And I get that. And that's a battle I have to fight, and I'm willing to fight. And my wife has my support. My best friend Adam has my support. My mom has my support. And we can get there.
Yeah.
Again, I digress.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people just wanted to just kind of wait and see. And
Oh, that's the point I was trying. Sorry, I have some leftover dinner there that I was picking at.
I'm used to it, oddly.
Yeah, right. That's yeah.
That's how it goes.
I mean, it is how it goes. So, what were you saying again, Adam?
Saying there's a lot of there are people out there, and understandably so, because they've heard it before. They've oh this, oh that, and it's been a wait and see or unknown until finally getting to talk to us, seeing the direction we're heading, talking to people that we've been working with, and finally starting to see that it's the ADRL, but it's a different one.
It's a much different one. And so thank you again for putting it up there. There's stay solid. Don't be afraid to promote tracks, support older tracks. I will, whatever it takes. I mean, this is the kind of feedback that's amazing. I get it. I understand. In the big scheme of things, I know there's a lot of, I'm just going to talk about it. I got nothing to fucking hide. I wasn't involved back then, right? A man's only as good as his word. I know racers didn't get paid. I know there's all kinds of shit that happened. I wasn't privy to any of that. I didn't know any of that prior to buying the ADRL and getting involved. It wasn't until after the fact that I heard about all that. There's actually a lot of shit that I had to fix from last year. Not a lot of shit, but there was things I had to fix from last year.
Sure.
So if we're just being transparent, I get it. I understand a lot of things happen.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware of that. And there's not anything I could do to go back in time and fix that. But what I can do is understand what has happened in the past and make sure that doesn't happen again.
Mm-hmm.
And all the way down to the point, Adam, of me on the podcast a week or two before showing everybody a stack of money for all the purses so that everybody knows they're going to get paid. Because I know there's people on the fence, and racers want to make sure they get paid. I don't know how that happens. And frankly, I don't give a shit. Let me rephrase that. I don't know how it happens, but I'm not trying to solely dig into that one subject to find out why it happened, because that's all shit under the water.
Yeah, well, in the big picture, yeah, like you said, there's nothing that you can do about it. We weren't around at the time that it had happened or was happening. So,
no. So it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, right? So we come in, we're green, we're new at this. We have no idea about all that stuff that happened in the past, but we know that it's happened.
Mhm.
And I assure you that will never happen. I won't hold an event unless I have the ability to pay the purses. Like, I don't even fucking get it. That's like a company having employees and not paying their fucking employees. Like, how does that make any sense?
It's a tricky business model.
It's not fucking tricky. It's called integrity and leadership. Like, fuck, man. You know, I had my previous insurance company. I had a business partner that, let's say, there are different sides to that situation. No one knows what really happened. That's exactly right. And to your point, I'm not trying to figure out what really happened. I just know that racers didn't get paid. That's all that fucking matters. And whatever the situation is, the bottom fucking line is that should have never happened. I don't care what the situation is. Now, if maybe there's a world economic collapse and the Chinese fucking tap the United States banking systems and shut everybody's shit down and nobody has any money or access to their money and the whole world's hitting the fan, well, then maybe I'll go dig out some gold and silver to pay everybody. I don't fucking know. But it's unacceptable. It should just never happen. And in my previous insurance company, I had a situation where twice this has happened. One of my business partners, who's handling payroll, paid our fucking employees double. They got 2 paychecks in one pay period, and a lot of those were bonus paychecks. We paid out. Oh my God! When I found out about it, so one of the other owners of the business, he was beside himself because I didn't think we should take the money back. From a business standpoint, I get where he's coming from because it was an exorbitant amount of money that we paid out. However, whose fucking fault was that? That wasn't the employee's fault. And it could have been a misunderstanding, but how are you going to give somebody all that money and then 2 or 3 weeks later ask for it back after it's already been spent or they paid bills or, you know, I mean, maybe there could have been a little of integrity on the employee stand on the side to say, hey, we got double paid, which I did kind of hear that. Anyways, regardless, I didn't take that money back. And it happened twice. I double paid our sales staff. Yeah, dude, it was fucking crazy. And we had 150 sales reps, you know, so it was a shit ton of money. And my business partners they just couldn't believe that I didn't take the money back. And I said, hey, it does more for us and our culture and our reputation as business owners to take the hit ourselves because that was our responsibility to make sure it didn't happen. It was not their fucking fault. So that just being a long-winded story to, if people getting paid is the issue, it will never be a fucking issue because it shouldn't have been in the first place. I might need some gas money to get home. Yeah, let me tell you about it. I'm putting everything I have into it, man. We are. I shouldn't say I, but we. And again, I'll figure out what the issues were. We'll address it, and it will never happen again. And I will just keep grinding and grinding and grinding. And, you know, I know people say failure isn't an option, but that's coming from a fucking Marine. That's coming from a jarhead. I know what failure is not an option looks like. I've been in it. I know what it's like to have a fucking team. I know what life and death is all about. I know what survival is all about. And when you're committed and you're on a mission and you're doing it, there is no fucking option to go back. You don't fucking retreat. You don't give up. You don't make excuses. You adapt, you overcome, and you grind. And that's it. So we're making it happen. Mm-hmm. You know, I've given myself all the runway in the world to make it happen. I just hope it happens sooner than later for the sake of my family and our savings.
Sure. Totally understandable.
Anyways, that was my rant for the night. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. Eat it up. Put some mustard on the shit and eat it.
Amen. That pretty well sums it all up.
Like I do with COVID.
No, we're not getting into that. This isn't the podcast for that one.
Put mustard on that shit and eat it.
Okay.
Anyways.
Anywho, well, that puts us right at the hour mark.
Yeah. Well, that was just a great little opportunity to rant, man. I'm feeling pretty invigorated just with all the traction we've made. And
making headway.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm just going to ask everybody in the ADRL Nation to bear with us, bear with me. It's a tremendous fucking learning curve. I'm not making excuses. If there's a hiccup, if something fucking happens that I'm not aware of, I'm going to have a lot of little potholes that I'm going to hit. I understand that. I just ask for a little mercy. Don't put me to the fucking stake. You guys don't know me. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we're doing it right for the right reason. I'm sure there's going to be questions. All we can do is pray for the folks that passed, who was affected, praying for ADRL, ready to see it come back strong. Amen, Rodney. So, I know I went a little bit out of the PG circle there. This episode, but I just hope everybody feels the passion, man, because I'm here. All right, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. And like I was saying, if I got to do a podcast prior to every event where I'm showing the stack of money for everybody, so you guys know, I paid up last year. Let me tell you, I paid up last year. It wasn't a single person walking away without getting paid last year.
Well, there was.
What's that?
Well, there was. It wasn't a racer.
Oh, yeah.
You.
Yeah, actually 3 people didn't get paid last year. Yeah. I know. I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry, but just so everybody knows.
This wasn't what I signed up for out the gate, so it's all good.
But you know what? This is a testament, man. We're surrounded by people that are grinding their asses off and they're not being compensated up, and that believe in me and that believe in the mission. And I'm beyond grateful for that. I mean, I don't even really know how to articulate that feeling, to know that people believe in you to the point to where they sacrifice their time in life and not even get compensated for it. Like a non-for-profit organization. However, none of us are profiting anything, right? Mm-hmm. Adam, you're not getting paid. I'm not getting paid. My mom's not getting paid. My wife isn't getting paid. Your dogs aren't being paid. My, Eddie at this point hasn't been paid anything, So,
yeah,
I mean, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. I think God and the universe are looking out for us, dude, and it's going to be pretty fucking fantastic. Anything about SGMP we haven't talked about?
Great facility, great owner, great staff. Track was prepped to the nines.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I'm expecting the same kind of weather when we get down there. Should be really good weather, man.
Yeah, so far so good from all. I mean, we're 16 days out, so it's always a little bit tricky. But from all the projections and everything we're looking at now, it's looking at about low to mid 70s for the high. They don't have any clouds on the date, so that part's going to be great. So yeah, I think it's going to be just about what we had last weekend, which was real good. I mean, I'll tell you what, when it got nighttime, those cars were moving and sticking.
Well, yeah, I mean, look how cold it was, dude.
It did get pretty chilly in the evenings. I will agree on that. But yeah, you could definitely tell the difference in the cars and sticking right out the gate from noon and 9:30.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think the humidity was down. I think the water grains were down too. So, but you can't get super fast ETs with a bunch of weight. And look, I think I understand that. I'm starting to learn that weight is to even the playing field to make it more competitive across the board. I get that. And if those other series want to do that, that's fucking great. That's not what we're here to do. The ADRL has never been about that. It's been about straight outlaw pro mod racing. It is a run what you brung organization. So, I'm looking forward to guys bringing out their cars and not having any weight and having a burial ceremony for all the weights.
God.
I think it's absolutely hilarious. Yeah. We should just have all the racers sending pictures of them burying their weight in the backyard and putting a little cross or a little something on there to memorialize their weight that they've had to drag around over the past 10 years. Because you don't need it anymore. Come on, baby. Come on. You'll at least get 4 or 5 good solid events out of us this year. So, anyway, strip them down. Bring them to us. Run them. Like Beavis and Butthead said.
See what they can do.
That's right. So, recap. Oh, that was gross. Sorry. South Georgia Motorsports Park. Georgia Drags 8. March 15th and 16th.
Yep.
Racers, you guys can start showing up on Thursday to park. Friday, we'll start we'll open the Racers Gate at 8 a.m. We'll start test and tune at 10 on Friday. Run it till 4. We'll start opening ceremonies at 5. I think 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere around there. Do some qualifying runs. Saturday, we will open the gates at 8 a.m. Well, actually, it'll be tech inspection starts at 8 a.m. And then we'll start, what do we say? We're going to open the spectator gates at 10 a.m.
10, yeah, 10:30. I feel like 10.
Yep. And then we'll start qualifying rounds at around noon. The rest of the qualifying rounds, eliminations, and Saturday night will be a blast. I don't want a long, week-long, drawn-out deal, man. I just want 2 nights, a night and a day of solid, heavy racing, and I think the spectators are going to love it, and I think the racers will appreciate that too, unless they expect these events to be a week-long resort-type camping thing. But I don't know. Maybe racers like being in one place for 5 days or 7 days. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess to each their own.
Yep. You got anything else, Prince Adam?
Nope, that covers everything I got here. So now we covered last weekend. We're looking forward to 2 weeks from now, and got you down in Florida to talk around and see what's happening down there.
Yeah. So if any of you guys are there, stop me. Will ADRL bring Extreme Pro Stocks back? I don't know. You know what? The ADRL has had a ton of extreme classes. And I don't know where the current market leads us. I did hear that, what about having a cloth banner made and put a price on putting your signature on it? Just saying.
Nothing's out of the
question. I couldn't read that. Articulate that for me, Adam. I don't have my glasses on. What
just having a big old banner that for a price people could put their names or signature on as commemorating their attendance or being at the event.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. That's a great idea, actually. Mark that one down. That's a great one. What else was I going to say? I had something else. It doesn't matter.
We're talking about Extreme Pro Stock.
Oh, Extreme Pro Stock. I was actually talking to somebody, and I won't name names, but apparently the Extreme Pro Stock, or I think that was the class, were getting the absolute shaft in whatever organization that they were running in. And I don't remember if that was I hate to draw names because I don't want to say it wrong.
I'm not gonna name any names of any individuals. Are we talking about just the class itself that was being mentioned about?
The class was getting shafted by the series.
Top
and
sports.
Apparently the series took on a bunch of sponsorship, and none of the money made it to the persons for the class. And they're all fucking bent out of shape. Apparently there's a whole lot of people bent out of shape about it. Mountain Motor Pro Stock. So apparently it's all up and down the East Coast. And from what I'm understanding is there's a huge opportunity there for us to capitalize on this Mountain Motor Pro Stock or Pro Stock class because they're just getting shafted so hard. So, hey, man, there's an opportunity. Grab it, So
find something mutually beneficial. Hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, for sure. I really like this 10.5-inch slick class, dude. Run what you brung.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Never heard of that one before.
So what about this? What about a pro? MMPS is at Bradenton this weekend.
No.
Okay. Maybe everybody can connect some dots there.
Yeah, take some notes, meet some folks.
What about this? What about a Pro Extreme 10.5 class and a Pro Nitrous 10.5 class? Where they're 10.5-inch slicks, but they're not big tires like Pro Extreme and Pro Nitrous. It's a 10.5 class. I don't know. Trying to get creative.
Hey, I'm with you.
And maybe chance to talk to them.
Yeah,
let me know
mountain
who to talk
motor
to.
guys.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to see all the trailers. I'll be walking around, man. It looks like a mile long worth of trucks. So I'll be talking around to everybody. I'm going to stop and talk to all my favorites, Brandon Pez and his family, and Frankie and Scruggs and Moyer. Okay.
Get to work.
I'm going to talk to Justin Swanstrom and see about him coming and racing with us, even though I think they Street Outlaws and No Prep Kings, whatever it is, just released their schedule. So I think they're putting out like 12 races this year. But if he could fit one in, I'd love to have him come out. Plan to talk to Lizzie, and I know that let's see, I think Colpez is got who's that outlaw? Chevy, what's his name? Dave Chevy. What's that guy's name? He's a Street Outlaw, No Prep King guy. I guess he's driving Cole's car. We're going to talk to those guys. And anyways, I'm going to do a lot of networking and ask those dudes to come out, strip their shit off, and run with us. So we'll see what happens. All right, Adam. I know you're chomping at the bit. 10.5 went away a long time ago with working class against $200,000 class cars coming in. Yeah, I get that. There's got to be a way, though. Chuck 55, that's what it is. Thank you, Darlene. Chuck 55. He's driving Cole's car. So talk to him. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Maybe get a couple No Prep King match races at an event or two. I mean, I would love to do that.
Yeah, it's all about, I think, scheduling and things like that lining up. But, hey, we're open.
I think it would be super cool to have just a No Prep King class.
Like just having them come out and a little grudge this, grudge that.
Yeah. Little heads up action. Good showing at 10.5 this weekend. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. But I know you're chopping at the bit, Adam, so we'll get it wrapped up. What do you guys think? Ford or Chevy this weekend? Lizzie and Lutz match racing this weekend. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, actually, I was just watching some footage not long ago when Lizzie was at an ADRL event and she flipped her car over. Apparently, Lizzie's been in a lot of accidents. I recently just found that out. Apparently, she's wrecked a whole lot. But there's a particular ADRL event where she had went airborne and slid on the roof of her car down the concrete barrier and almost took the camera guy out. And she ended up being on Fox News and all that over that. That was pretty cool. Scott Taylor is my favorite. He's a really nice guy too. Yeah, Scott Taylor is a really nice guy. Yep. There's a lot of good dudes there. So
yes, indeed.
So yeah, I'll shoot a little footage while I'm out there this weekend, and appreciate everybody joining in. Again, we're excited. We'll catch up with everybody next Thursday. Tuesday night podcast, totally different than this. It's all
absolutely.
Join in and watch. It's fun. We talk about absolutely nothing race related. It's just part of the ADRL network.
Yeah, every now and again we'll touch on a topic, but for the most part, we try to save that for here.
Yeah, that's right. So, all right, everybody. Love you guys. ADRL Nation. Be cool. Have a great weekend. Join in, watch the races this weekend. I'll be posting some stuff. If you're going to be in Bradenton, stop me, say hi so I can meet you. Other than that, much love, everybody.
We will catch you next week.
Peace and chicken grease.